Hi, I'm Patty James, and today I'd like to teach you another recipe for my upcoming cookbook entitled More Vegetables, Please. And this recipe is good for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It's easily adaptable to seasonal vegetables and different grains, and it's just a piece of cake. It's a one-dish meal. Don't we love those? So first of all, you get your 9 by 13 inch pan. Now, this recipe can also be halved with no problem, but 9 by 13 inch pan, and just oil it. I use a little bit of olive oil. Oil your pan, and then I've already done this part, but I have already cooked some vegetables. I roasted them. You can steam, you can saute, but just have various seasonal vegetables already prepared. And for me, for today, I decided to use wild rice. So I cooked the wild rice. It's just leftover wild rice. And we're going to put about 3 cups of this in the bottom of our pan, of our prepared pan. The oven, by the way, has been preheating to 375 degrees. So 3 cups of whatever grain you choose. Brown basmati rice is the grain I use quite a bit. Or quinoa, millet, whatever grain you have. So a little bit of prep work ahead of time, but you easily can be done the day before. All right, so there's our wild rice. Then we get our vegetables. I used butternut-squash, zucchini, red pepper, onions, and garlic. Very, very easy to change up the vegetables depending on, again, the season. So there's even a few cherry tomatoes in here. So this might be a little bit more than 3 cups, but that's okay. The more the merrier. You don't want to do a whole lot more than 4. So there's our veggies on top of our rice. Look at those beautiful colors. Isn't that great? Okay, so there's that. Now, this recipe calls for a dozen eggs. So I've done a few already. So we'll put the shells in your compost. I always keep a bucket or a bowl handy, and then to compost if possible for you, the egg shells and the leftovers, vegetable scraps. Okay, so there's a dozen eggs. So we're going to whip the eggs, and then you add 1.5 cups of milk to this mixture. You can use an electric beater if you want, but you know what? This is good exercise. Why plug something in if you don't have to, right? So here's, I use whole milk. You can use whatever kind of milk you like. So, how did I do, considering I wasn't looking? That's 1.5 cups. That's amazing. That was perfect. I got lucky. So 1.5 cups of milk and a dozen eggs, okay? And then you just kind of mix this, whisk, however you want to say it, this all together. And then we're just simply going to pour it on top of our mixture right here. Now, if you want to, at this point, you can, sprinkle this with a little bit of sea salt, or you could have seasoned your vegetables. You can also add in a little bit of whatever kind of seasoning you like. You can put curry in here. I've even opened a can of black beans and put beans in here, drained naturally, and chili powder, kind of a Mexican inspired. And of course, when you have beans and rice together, you have a complete protein. But this has eggs in it, so that's our protein source here, and milk. Okay, so all you do now is you gently pour this over the top, all around in the pan. It covers up everything. That's easy. And again, in the book, in More Vegetables, Please, I offer you all lots of different variations on this. It's very adaptable. Okay, so put a little bit of ground pepper on the top. And right when this is almost done, I'm going to take it out of the oven and put just a little bit of cheese and some fresh parsley on the top, just because it's pretty. But you don't have to. It's perfectly good just like it is. So now we're just going to put this in the oven, and 45 or 50 minutes from now, it'll be done. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. Let's get our Veggie Bake out of the oven. Ah, it's beautiful. So, that's what hips are for. Okay, so there it is. Isn't that wonderful? Now, all I'm going to do now is, and you don't have to do this at all, but I'm just going to sprinkle it with just a little cheese on the top. I'm not even going to put it back in the oven because it's hot enough that it will just melt. Or you could have done this, 10 minutes or so ago and put more on and let it melt all the way. But I'm just going to have a little bit on the top. And then I'm going to also put some freshly chopped parsley on the top of that. And then I have this smoky paprika. It's just beautiful, and it's got a little bit of a kick to it. So there you go. Isn't that beautiful? Now, keep in mind again, this is breakfast, lunch, or a dinner dish. Even if you have it for dinner tonight and you have a little leftover, maybe the day after tomorrow, warm it up in some foil in the oven and put a little salsa on the top and a slice of avocado. Very versatile. You're going to love it. Enjoy.